Hey everyone, welcome to DKFC. I'm Wade McWayne, joined by Tyrone Atkins, Andy Davies, and Jamie Hinks. It's week 37 in the EPL, and on DraftKings, what do? Well, you put 11 men together on a roster. That's what you do. I'm going to ask these guys, who is on your roster this weekend, week 37? Let's start with Andy Davies, because he hates goalies. I want to know his goalie.
I'm being nice to my goalie this week.
Oh,
you
really?
know why?
Why?
Because he's going at Bournemouth.
Oh.
I've gone for Big Ben Foster of West Brom. 3.4 thousand, 6.3 points a game. He's going to Bournemouth. It'll be nice. It'll be sunny. He'll have had a nice fish supper the night before. Bournemouth, I'm going to, give him anything to do. It'll be nice. Fun.
Tyrone, how about your goal?
Oh gosh, I'm excited about my whole team this week. I really am, but there is talent throughout. It's got elements of the good, the bad, and the ugly. One of the good is my goalkeeper. I haven't picked him all this season. I think he's going to have a blast. Fair play, I think he's been brilliant. I've gone for young Kasper Schmeichel, 4,000, averages 8.4, and he's going to have a good day at home to Everton.
Okay, and Jamie, let's round it up with your goalie.
I've gone for Asmir Begovic, 3,900. I think they've got a great chance of getting a clean sheet here. Sunderland hardly ever score. I think Chelsea will win this game, and yeah, 3,900. I don't think he's that expensive, Begovic. And if Courtois plays, I'll just switch them up.
Everyone, very good value in their goalkeepers there. So let's go to defenders. Sometimes the defenders, let's see how much money these guys have spent. Start with Jamie. How's your defense? What's it looking like?
So I've gone for, I don't think Sunderland are going to keep a clean sheet, but I don't think that stat really matters a huge amount. So I've gone for Jan Kirchhoff, who's 3,300. He leads Sunderland in tackles, which is a good stat, I think. It's an under the radar stat on DraftKings anyway. And he even gets crosses in sometimes because he plays in midfield, but he's listed as a defender. After him, I've got Simon Francis, 4,000 from Bournemouth. Since moving to fullback, since he's gone to fullback to replace Adam Smith because he's injured, he's been really, really good. He's had 2 assists over the last 4 games and 14.5 fantasy points per game. I don't think there's anyone better at that price, in my opinion. I think Fuchs and people like that are too expensive. And then I've gone for Gary Cahill, 2,500. I think possible clean sheet. Sunderland aren't particularly good against people that put the ball in the box the whole time. They conceded twice to Palace earlier on this season, who tend to do that a lot. I think if they get a few corners, Cahill could get on the end of one like he did on Monday night.
Tyrone, defenders, how does Chelsea factor into your lineup this week?
It does factor in my lineup this week, and I'll get to who I picked in a second. But I've gone for a Bournemouth guy too. I've gone for Charlie Daniels. He's 3.9 thousand, averages just over 9. He's had a really good season as Charlie Daniels, and as his stats for DraftKings proves. So yeah, I've gone for him. He should have an alright game against West Brom. Yeah, he should be good. I've also gone for Rocco of Man U, 3.8, averages over 8. I'm not that enamoured with him in the Premier League. Generally, I don't think he's been as good as his price tag would suggest. But on DraftKings, he does actually quite well. Again, he averages over 8, so there we go. And finally, captain, leader, legend. I've gone for John Terry. I did say it's the good, the bad, and the ugly, and he's all 3, right? If we're honest, he is all 3.
But he won't be playing. Because he'll be up at Leicester with the Leicester kit on.
No, he won't. He'll be with them in the last game of the season.
So who are you married to?
He'll be on the bus. He'll be on the bus. He won't be at that game because he will be maybe one of his final ever appearances for Chelsea. I mean, he has been an amazing servant for the club, regardless of how you feel about him personally. He's only 2.4 thousand, and you know what? He was pretty good on Monday. But obviously he was always going to turn up against Tottenham. Very precocious tweet he put out afterwards, wasn't it?
What did he say?
Said, I've never lost at home against Tottenham, and then hashtag not on my shift. Charming. So he's in my team. I've got John Terry, and if this is one of your final performances for my club, I salute you, sir. You've been fantastic.
2,400, what a deal. Andy, defenders, do you have someone to defend against John Terry?
Not on my shift.
Not on my shift.
Oh, what a prick. I've gone cheap as usual, in descending order of cost. 3,500. I've got for Matteo Darmian. He might not play, but he averages 7 points a game. In his last game, he got 23 points. So yeah, he could turn up, but he's playing Norwich after all. Secondly, I've gone for 2 Newcastle players. I've gone for Paul Dummett. He's averaged 8 points in his last couple of games, and he's playing Villa. And finally, I really needed to keep the defenders down, so I ended up having to sack off a £4,000 defender and replace him with Jamal Lascelles of Newcastle.
Wow.
2.4 thousand, only 2.9. He's going to be he's a good player. He's going to be a superstar. This guy. And I've written down here: cheap, low scores, but playing at the heart of an improving defence. Jamal Lascelles. That is not the best thing I'm going to be saying about him in future, I imagine. But no, he could get a goal. I think, you know what, Jamal Lascelles is going to.
He could. Well, he's taken the weekend off his shift at the Poundland, so that's great that he's got that going. Midfield. Let's go midfield. Tyrone, who you got in your midfield?
All right, yeah. I've got all business. All business is in my midfield.
The front, party in the back.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, good, bad, and the ugly. I've gone for Eden Hazard. Why not? He's been playing like one of the best players in the world for the last 2 weeks. So hopefully he can keep it up for another week.
2 weeks makes it sound longer than actually 2 games.
Yeah.
One and a bit game.
1.5 games. But half game against Spurs, I don't know. That was one of the best single performances I've seen from anyone in the Premier League this season.
What? He was on for about 20 minutes.
And he was amazing. He was amazing.
If you picked Dimitri Payet and you're saying that 20 minutes of Eden Hazard was better than anything Payet's done.
Yeah, it was.
I am. Yeah, I'm totally saying that. It was integral. So anyway, I've gone for Hazard. Last year's Player of the Year, 5.5 thousand. Still averages just below 6, which is incredible. Last year it would have been well in the high teens, but I reckon he should have a good game against Sunderland. He's a man with something to prove, finally. So from last year's Player of the Season to this year's, I've gone for Mahrez. I've gone big.
Big money.
7.1 thousand, but my God, he's been an absolute delight, and I think he's going to want to turn it on for the crowds this weekend against Everton. There's rumours he might be leaving. I'm not sure he will. I hope he doesn't. But yes, he averages over 16.5 points per game, and I've never picked him before. So hopefully he'll do me proud this weekend. I think you should all pick him as well. He's been fantastic. Next to him, I've gone for the enforcer of that Leicester midfield. I've gone for Kante. He's cheap. 3.9 thousand, and delivers over 7 points per game, and he's a tackling machine. It's an absolute masterclass watching that guy marshal that midfield, and so he is in my team. I'm very happy with my midfield, Wade.
Jamie, are you happy with your midfield? Just as happy as Tyrone is? That's happiness.
Well, not as happy as Tyrone.
Good. Thank you.
Dimitri Payet, 8,400. I've only got 2 more weeks left that I can pick him, so I had to pick him. He won every award in the book, I think, at the West Ham Players Awards thing in the week. Won about 8 awards or something. They've got more awards than you can. Anyway, had an assist last week. Swansea are terrible away from home. Next to him, Andros Townsend, 6,600. He's going to have a big game, definitely.
How often can he do it? I've been picking him every week. He's done me well, but I thought this week I'm going to give him the night off.
Really?
Because how long can he do this for? It's been like 5 great.
He's playing Villa.
It's Aston Villa.
I know, but that's the one where I think he comes across.
Wow.
Playing for his England spot as well. He's got to play on his mind. And then also another Newcastle player, Vernon Anita, 3,600. Plays as a right back for Benitez and gets more points as a result. Usually he's a defensive midfielder, so he gets basically no points because he's not a very good defensive midfielder. As a right back, he gets forward quite a lot. He's had an assist and a goal, I think. 3,600.
Nice. Andy, mid me your field. What do you got?
I've got the best midfield out of the 3. I've gone, look, he scored. I've picked him the last 2 weeks, and he scored 32 points and 34 points in those 2 weeks. So he'll have a shit week this week.
That's why I'm
talking about Mark Noble. But I have to pick him. I have to pick him because he has done so well for me the last 2 weeks, and you can't drop your informed player. And they're playing Swansea, so he might get 2 goals again, and that'd be 6 in 3 games, and he still won't get on the plane. But there we go. I've also picked Dimitri Payet because you just can't not pick Dimitri Payet, even when, I looked over his scores for this calendar year, and his worst game was 8 points, but his best game was 42 points. He's like Ronaldo. He's like the Ronaldo of the Premier League. You just can't not pick him unless you're Tyrone. Then I've also gone for Andros Townsend as well because I believe that he will keep up his current form on the basis that he's playing Villa. I tell you when he'll be crap. He'll be crap against Spurs the last game of the season.
On the bench.
Because he was crap for us and he'll be crap against us.
I've got the opposite opinion. I think that's when he's going to turn it on. He's going to stick it to Pochettino, isn't he?
Because we all know what he's going to do. Because we saw him do it in training week in, week out.
Did you? I don't think he did it that much in training.
I reckon he did. He did his signature move. Cut in, blast it high. But he's doing it against Villa this time. Aim high. Which way are you going for this week, Andros? X.
All right, so the big money you're going to spend your money on is your forwards generally. So big forwards up for grabs. Jamie, who do you got up forward for you this week?
Mine are basically just pocket change my forwards because I spent my money on midfield. Jordan Ayew, 4,300, Aston Villa.
Ooh.
Aston
Villa forward, okay.
Yeah, he scores so many points on DraftKings. I've picked him so many times this season, and I think every time I've picked him, everyone's been like, what? But yeah, I still don't trust Newcastle away from home or at the back, to be honest. They've had some terrible performances under Benitez. They'll have a really bad half and then they'll play really well for the next half. If they play really badly for a half, Ayew will score, I think. And then Hafiz Cisse, 3,900. He's going to score at some point, and if he's going to score, it's going to be against Villa. That was my rationale behind it.
Or at the bars after the game. But we don't get points for that.
That's my team.
He scored against Liverpool, though, didn't he, the other week?
That's what I mean. Keep rolling along.
Tyrone, who do you got in your forwards?
Okay, I've gone for Big Andy Carroll. He's my West Hammer.
The man bun who puts it in.
Absolutely, he really does. I like Andy Carroll. I think it's really easy to not like him. Certainly when the city he's from doesn't even like him. They did not mourn him leaving, did he? When he left Newcastle years ago for Liverpool. But nonetheless, I don't know. I'm a bit of a traditionalist. I quite like the old classic number 9, the old battering ram up front, and that's exactly what he is. He's an absolute throwback, and he's been playing bloody well since he's come back from injury. How much is he? 5.2 thousand. So he's only a bit more expensive than say. Well, how much was Cisse?
3,000.
All right, it's a bit more expensive. For some reason, I thought you said he was 4.9, but 5.2, averaging just under 8. He's been playing out his skin the last 5-6 weeks. Yeah, he's made my team. And next to him, I was running out of money a little bit, so I've gone for Mitrovic of Newcastle. He should play. He's a decent player. He's a player that even if Newcastle were to go down, I can imagine him being in the Premier League again at some point. He does have some talent. Maybe there's been some mismanagement for most of the season there at Newcastle. I would say there definitely has been. He's a decent player, and 4.6, averages 7.5. There you go, he's in my forward lineup.
Andy, how about yourself? Your forwards, you got 2 men. Who do you choose?
I found the forwards on offer a little bit uninspiring this week. Nothing really grabbed me. But I mean, because Vardy was out. Kane is not available. Aguero's gone. So I've gone for Andy Carroll because I've picked him the last few weeks. He's done all right. I think he's.
And you're both named Andy.
We're both named Andy. I've never had a ponytail. He has one.
Have you never had a ponytail?
No, my hair's
that's a
too
life
big.
goal. That's a life goal, and then maybe next season.
Yeah, but I've got my hair's too big.
I've got fairly big hair, but I just
if I grow my hair long, I end up looking the same hair as Roger Daltrey and Tommy. So you can't really put that in a ponytail; it just looks weird.
You got to work that party first.
Yeah, it just looks weird.
Anyway,
so I've gone for Andy Carroll, and then I've also gone for Anthony Martial of Man United because he's playing Norwich, and I imagine he'll do quite well. He's only averaging 9.4 points a game, which is actually quite crap for someone worth 6.2 thousand. But hey, he's playing Norwich.
Well, on a DraftKings right now, it's an 11-man team. So, what are you going to do with those utility players? You got 2 utilities. Jamie, what do you got in utility this week?
Right, I've gone for 1 Palace player this week. Connor Wickham, 4,000. I think we're going to score a goal. Which I think it's going
so ambitious. I think he's going to frame.
It's like something out of a bad movie.
I think he'll score. He tends to have a few. I know he scored in the semi-final, but he tends to have a few games that he builds up to then just unleashing goal on 18.
Goal. What are you saying? Like he has 3 practice runs.
He literally does. He has a few practice games and then plays really well and then gets injured. This is the really well game. I'm hoping he doesn't get injured before the FA Cup final, but I wouldn't count it out. And Eden Hazard, just for Tyrone, 5,500. 3 goals in his last 2 games, and I don't think he realised the Euros were happening this year until about 2 weeks ago. And he decided, you know what, I'm going to have to start playing. And then I might get a transfer to Paris Saint-Germain at the end of the season as well.
That's good logic.
As a bonus. And he's only 5,500, which is very cheap for someone who was the player of the year last season. So.
Very cheap. Andy, utility, who you got?
I was low on money when it came to my utilities, but I've gone for, I think, at least the second week in a row. I've picked Vernon Anita. 11, 12 and 16.5 points in his last 3 games. He's still only worth 3.6 thousand, and they're playing Villa, and I'm expecting Newcastle to win. Then a player I've never picked, but has scored 14, 11 and 7.5 points in his last 3 games. and he's done all right since he's been back. That's Antonio Valencia of Manchester United. Averages 6.7 points, but only 3.7 thousand, and they're playing Norwich. He'll definitely play. I think he's done okay, and I think he'll do okay against Norwich.
I think you're one of the few guys that actually chose Man U players this weekend. I don't think anyone else did.
I chose three. My entire team are Man United, West Ham United, and Newcastle United.
Big.
My team are United.
Very proud, very united team. Tyrone, who you got in your utilities?
Sorry, that was funny. My utilities, I said it's the good, the bad, and the ugly, and for some reason I was left over with some money, so I got Saint Diego. Yes, I got the Diego Costa, everybody. Yeah, he cost 6.8 thousand, averages just over 10. Why can't he score against Sunderland? Because he can, he will score against Sunderland, he's going to have a good game. So yeah, I've gone for a big time striker. I think he should have a good game, and there we go. And so next to him, I've gone for more ugly. I've gone for a guy no one's ever gone for. I've gone for Jakob of West Bromwich Albion. Yeah, why not? Because he's only 2.8 thousand. That's all I
It's just like you've picked the antagonising Spurs 11.
Yeah, I am. I put together a team that winds up Tottenham, and there we are. The man who took out Dele Alli, and probably maybe with that little bit of provocation might have ended your Premiership dream. Who knows? We'll never know. But I've gone for Jakob anyway. He does like a tackle, he does like a foul. He averages 4.5 points, which isn't brilliant.
It's not.
Which isn't brilliant. But who knows? He might go down to the south coast on a beautiful day in Bournemouth, as you beautifully described earlier,
much is he?
and absolutely burn the place down.
How much
who
is he?
knows? He is only 2.8 thousand. But who knows? He might be at the end of something. He might be, he might turn into a beautiful butterfly and get me loads.
That would be wonderful. We don't give points on DraftKings for turning into beautiful butterflies, but hopefully we should. All right, let's take a look at everyone's lineup. Let's bring up Andy's right now. You can see Andy's lineup, how wonderful it is. He's spent it out. He's got some good Man U players in there. Then we'll bring up Tyrone's lineup right here. A lot of Chelsea players. John Terry. Oh my God. And let's bring up Jamie's. Bring up his lineup here as well. Payet, obviously a good one as well. Hazard as well. It's going to be an interesting matchup. Hey, how do you win? Go to DraftKings.co.uk. Put together your own 11-man roster. Big. It's week 37 of the Champions League. This is big. Second last week. Penultimate weekend. Welcome to the big time.